Okay, we are live. We're streaming live. Streaming the live. Let's start. Let's start. So, really, what I wanted to do is, I want to. What do I want to do? It can't hear me. Why can't you hear me? Oh, it can't hear me. One of those days. Wait, let me see the YouTubes. Let me check the YouTubes. Is it again not working? No, 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 not seeing. This is not. eh, In such cases, we can either refresh Discord. One, two, three. Yeah, now it hears us. That's good. Okay, what's this? That's good. And this. Hmm? Okay, so really what I want to do is go over. Let me just quiet down this guy. We're done with this. This is okay. We still need it. We don't need the radians anymore. We should check that. That's unnecessary. Okay. Anything else? What is all this? This guy. How to calibrate an interferometer. Wikipedia about the TOV limit. Neutron star, unify. That's my paper. That's good. Google Drive, Gmail. Yeah, we need everything. That's good. All right, all right, all right. Let's open the whiteboards. La 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 la. Wait, wait. Hold on, hold on. 1 second. Here. Let me share. No, I don't want to share this. I want to share anything else. Here, I'll show you my paper. You can read my paper. Let me check what's going on with Discord. Let me check the audio on Discord. Voice and audio. USB. It looks okay. Mic test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sounds good. It's good. It's good. Okay, so we can share this. All right. So really, I wanted to look again. Are we conducting our experiment correctly? So let's start over. So create new. Are we so uh, uh, is our experiment plan good? Whatever. Is it good? Is it go? So is it good? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So let's think again from first the principles. What's going on with our experiment? So here is one, and here it is rotated. So we're going to run the experiment first with the emitter. What's going on with what is going on here? We're gonna, wow, it's off. The pencil is not drawing, it's drawing offset. So there's an issue with that. So yeah, that's a bug. That is definitely, most definitely. So let me, yeah, it's off. I don't know what to do in this case. Um, maybe let's try to open a different one. And let's try it. Yeah, it's off. It's off. I think there's an issue. Yeah, there is an issue. So let's maybe try and refresh again. La 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 la. la 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 la. Okay, is it better now? Yeah, it's much better. It's accurate. Okay. So we want to go to our new experiment plan. We need this guy here. Can we? Yeah, we can. No, it's minimum. Yeah, okay, it's good. Okay, so here is one apparatus, and then we rotate. Let's say we rotate 90 degrees, right? This is a 90-degree rotation, and we end up here. So this is the test. So we start, the emitter is here. This is the emitter. That's an E if you didn't know how to read. Then we have a splitter. The splitter is going to split one beam to here, one beam to here, and then it's going to get recollected here. So if we have, it's going to be a red beam, so it gets to here, it splits here to one, that comes back to here, and it splits to the other, that comes back to here. It's not easy to understand. So let's try that again. So it's going to start as red. And let's say one red goes to here and the other red goes to here. But then it comes back. So let's say this is yellow coming back. And this is, let's make it green. And green coming back. Okay. That's the test. And a very similar test is going to be after 90 degrees. So after 90 degrees, let's redraw it. We cannot rotate, so we have to redraw. So here is the emitter. So after 90 degrees, I think it's going to look like this. And then we have one mirror here, one mirror here, and the viewing panel is here. Wait, I guess, yeah, the display was at the top, it moved by 90 degrees. And now let's start over. So the red, one red, it gets deflected to here and it goes straight to here. And the yellow comes back. It used to come back from here. It's going to come back from here. So the yellow is going to go straight to the other side. And the green is going to come, it used to come from here. Now it's going to come from here. And it's going to change its path. So it went like this. Now it's going to do basically this. It's weird. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's make it straight. So it's a straight line here and a straight line, sort of straight. Okay, it's good. All right. So that's the entire test, and we need to count. The question is, how many ticks are we going to get? So the number of ticks, a tick is a lambda, is one full wavelength, is equal to how many ticks do we expect to measure? This is just the original Michelson-Morley experiment. When they sat down, this is exactly what they went through, that they got a null result. But what were they expecting to get? They were expecting to get n ticks, n lambdas. So a lambda, just for everyone. So when you fire a laser at the wall, you see a dot. But if it somehow interferes, if you fire two lasers at the wall, you should be able to create an interference. You never tried it. Fire two lasers at the wall, And you should be able to get interference. If you look at the interference, meaning if you look closely at the dot, the question is, we would need to look at the dot with like a magnifying glass because the dot is tiny, which means that the splitter actually has to also spread it. We need to spread it and spread it so that when we finally look at the display, it needs to have spread out. So I think you don't want to spread it out maybe on the way out and back, or maybe you do. You want to get as much spread as possible, or maybe you just want to spread. Maybe just the half reflective mirror on the way back should spread. But if it spread this way, it's going to spread that way. It spreads both ways. Wait a minute. This is a weird mirror. It's a two-way mirror, but it's also semi transparent. That's not a simple mirror. I never thought about this. This is not a simple mirror. Oh my God, I never thought about this. This apparatus is complicated. Anyway, so the question that I'm asking is a very interesting question, I have to admit. Okay. Okay. So, so So we have, what is the number of ticks? What is the number? So what is a tick? A tick is, so if you fire two lasers at the wall of the same color, they have to be the same color, the exact same color. So if you somehow manage to fire two of them, you should be able to get an interference pattern, which means you're going to get, from what we saw, you're going to get dark lines. You're going to get more red. It's going to be red, less red, more red. It's going to be red, more red, less red. It's going to be, what do you call it? Concentric circles of red, black, red, black. I mean, if the background is black, if the background, yeah, it should be black because there should be nothing. It should be, there's no light coming through. So it should be red because the laser is red. Let's assume a red laser. So it's going to be red, black, red, black, red. That's what we saw on YouTube. That's what you usually see in a normal interference pattern. But so you take two lasers, two red lasers, and you fire them at the wall. So you can get an interference pattern like that if they hit the same spot. And then if you drag one of them just a tiny bit with a micrometer back and forth, you should be able to change the concentric circles, and the red dot will grow until it gets back to this. It's gonna grow, and then you're gonna. So let's draw the next step. So as you move one laser back or forth relative to the other, so instead of a red dot in the middle, you're going to get a black dot in the middle, and red circle, red circle. You're going to get the reverse. So you're going to get black in the center. I think. I mean, I've never played with an interferometer. I mean, I still find it difficult to believe that that's what we're going to see, but fine. If we'll see, then fine. But this is just a normal calibration of an interferometer, nothing more complicated. But let's leave it like this. So as you move this back, you're going to get to this view. So from here, you're going to get to here. This is half a wavelength. You've moved it by half of a wavelength. And if you keep moving this back, so step one is this. Step two, you'll notice this. Step three is this. You keep moving it back. And step four, you're going to end up at the beginning. But this means you've moved the micrometer, the micrometer you call it? I don't remember. Micro, yeah, you have moved the micrometer exactly by one lambda, by a whole wavelength. I think that's the way it is. Okay. So, and this is what I call this 1, 2, 3, 4. I define as I call it a tick. I got to give it a name. We'll call this a tick with a C, without a C. This is one tick. You can imagine tick because you're going to keep, we're going to get many, many, many ticks as we, right? This is when you move it, but you're also going to get these ticks as you rotate. So it might be that every degree out of the 90 degrees, it might be that for every degree we're going to get a tick. I don't know. I mean, from my calculation, it looks like it. Every degree is a tick. So you're going to get about 90 ticks. You're going to be counting 90 of these ticks, 90 of these ticks as you rotate the interferometer. As you go from this position to this position, you just moved it, you rotated it by 90 degrees, and you should be able to count about 90 ticks. Okay, so now let's again go through and develop the equation. So we know delta t. We assume from the video that delta t, the difference between the arrival of the two what do you call them? The two. Notice. Oh, by the way, notice that I'm completely ignoring length contraction because length contraction obviously is Einstein's mistake. Einstein had many mistakes. He had many blunders. People give him way too much credit. There is no length contraction. Never was, never will be. It's an optical illusion. I have nothing more to say. It's completely irrational to assume there's going to be. I wouldn't say it's irrational, but the explanation makes no sense. Because Einstein relativity is nonsense. It's just wave. It's just wave mechanics. And according to wave mechanics, if your clock works based on the waves through right, based on the wave, based on the medium, then when it moves, it ticks slower. Oh my God, we're going to be using the word tick a lot. So time dilation is fine. Momentum, relativistic momentum, I never looked at, so I have no opinion about it. Relativistic mass apparently is not a thing. So we only have time dilation. There's nothing else. Everything else is nonsense. Everything else is an optical illusion. I mean, length contraction is an optical illusion. From what I've seen, it's utter nonsense. Absolutely garbage. Absolutely garbage. How did people. It's like this is literally the emperor's new clothes. Everyone is so terrified of Einstein. It's like if you say Einstein was wrong, you're a conspiracy theorist. So yeah, so everyone just nods their heads and keep on marching. They just keep on, keep on um, marching with the band. It's like doesn't matter how ridiculous, whatever ridiculous nonsense Einstein had to say, you have to say amen. It's so ridiculous. It's a cult. Modern physics is a cult. It's a cult. And I'm not the first one to say this. This is Sabine Hossenfelder. She noticed it. She didn't, she's not brave enough to go all the way and face the real, you know, the real issue. And the real issue is Einstein. She also worships Einstein. Everyone worships Einstein. I'm not saying he was wrong about everything. I'm not. But he was wrong about a lot. And there's and this a lot of the stuff that he was wrong about No one talks about. It's illegal to talk about it. It's considered impolite. How dare you say Einstein was wrong about, you know? We know he was wrong about so many things. We admit he was wrong. He admitted he was wrong. He admitted he doesn't understand relativity. What more do you want me to say? Wait, did you ever hear me say I don't understand relativity? I would never say that. I mean, I don't say I don't understand relativity. I might say, time dilation makes sense, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense. To just come out and say I don't understand relativity, but he said it. What kind of a person says he doesn't understand relativity? Unless he really didn't understand it, which he didn't. You can see that he didn't because his relativity makes no sense. His relativity, the way he interpreted relativity is complete nonsense. His brain was mush. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe, I don't know. Look, he didn't understand relativity. It's clear to me. Sorry. To me, it's clear. It doesn't mean that he got everything wrong. Some he got right, a lot he got wrong, but he did not understand a lot of his own relativity because it doesn't make sense. It's not like he doesn't understand it because he's a dummy dumb. He doesn't understand it because it doesn't make any sense. But he kept, like everybody else, they keep talking about it. Oh, it's a curved space time. It's curved space time, curved space time, curved space. Length contraction is curved. Everything. Stop. Stop. Let's move. It's just ether. It's just ether. It's very simple. It's just ether. And quantum mechanics, quantum wave theory comes out directly out of a proper theory of gravity. Once you think through what could it be? What could drag an apple towards the earth? The only thing that could do it is a liquid. That's the only thing. And then the explanation is we are waves in this liquid. This is how we can move so fast in this liquid. We're right now moving at 10% the speed of light through this liquid. The only way is because we are waving through it. Otherwise, I don't see it. I just don't see it. I mean, it's not as stiff as the solid, but like there's no air bubbles in this thing. This thing never fails. You never get glitches in gravity. This thing is foolproof. This is a very rigid liquid. There's no air bubbles. It doesn't stretch. It doesn't bend. If it did, gravity would have glitches. You could play around with it. You could, I don't know. It would be flexible. There's no flexibility in this thing. This thing is completely inflexible. So and that's it. So let's continue. Anyway, delta T we saw is D times the velocity of the waves in the media. Sorry, the velocity of the media relative to the interferometer, which I still want to go back and redo it because it was ballparking. I want to do it like as accurately as possible. And divided by c squared or c cubed. I think it was c cubed. I closed it, didn't I? Yeah, I closed it. So let me reopen. Oh my God, there's too many. I closed too many. Let me look. Let me look at my history. Let me open another YouTube. Let's go look for. Oh my God. Oh, look at this. There are some fundamental problems with our understanding of gravity. Yeah. And her first video, Zabine's first video is, or her first book, or her greatest book is Lost in Math. Like the scientific industrial complex hates her. What else do we got? Okay, let's continue. What are we looking for? So we're looking for a video. Let's go look at history. We're looking for a video. Wait, any comments? Artificially aware. I don't care. Vivek, good. I don't care. Jordan, I don't care. Series. Most exciting development with quantum fields and gravity. I don't care. Neil to rock. Whatever. Don't. Okay, whatever. Upload back in Canada. Whatever. Oh, it's a Gundam. Haven't seen him in a while. La 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 la. Okay, no comments. All right, let's continue. So let's look at the video where they figured out. No, not this. No, not this. Where he figured out the equation. La 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 la. Where is it? It's a video we saw in our previous session. Hello, Zach.
What do you want?
What? I can barely hear you.
What's up?
I'm okay. Wait, your audio. Oh, it's me. My audio is low. Hey, what's up? How are you?
I'm good, man.
So, are you following
Yeah,
are you following the discussion we're having?
I am.
So, what do you think?
I'm deaf.
You're deaf?
Yeah.
So, how can you hear me now?
Just spiritually, I can hear you.
Oh, so how did you lose your hearing?
I was born that way.
Oh, but you have a British accent.
So what?
Are you British?
I am. Yeah.
So you can just barely hear. You're like you have bad hearing.
I do. Yeah. I'm deaf.
But you're able to hear me.
Yeah, because I'm wearing hearing aids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but you said you're following our discussion?
I don't even know. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah. Right
What are you
now,
guys discussing?
we're discussing, uh, the errors in Einstein's theory of relativity and quantum mechanics. Like we're doing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to that.
You're what?
I'm not gonna listen to that.
You're not?
No,
Why?
because I don't want to waste battery on my hearing aids.
Oh, okay. So, do you want
Yeah.
to talk about something?
Yeah. Can you say Uru?
Can I say Uru?
Uru.
What is Uru? Can you type that in the chat? I don't know what you just said. Uru? Can you type?
Uru. Yeah.
Can you type it in the
Uru.
side chat? Can you type it in the side chat of this here, over here, here? Can you type it here? I don't know what you're saying. Uru?
Uru, man. Uru.
Never heard that word in my life. Uru. Never heard that word.
Uru.
Uru?
Uru, man. Uru.
I don't know what you're saying. Uru? Uru?
Wait, let me type it.
Okay.
On general.
On general. Oh, okay, on general. Let me see. Uru. What is that?
You don't know what that is?
No. You want to tell me?
You can Google it.
What? Let's Google it. Uh, is an emoticon representing a cute face. The you okay? So it's an emoji. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? Well, what's the point? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, point of what?
What's the point of uwu? What's the point? Why do you keep saying it in the chat? You keep saying in the chat uwu uwu. Are you there? Can you explain
Yeah, do you
yourself?
not know what that means?
I just googled it. It just means it's an emoji.
No, it's not. It means something else.
Oh, okay. Let me look.
Ask
Uh,
ChatGPT.
why don't you tell me what it means? What's the problem? Like, I don't like these, chasing
Stop using a deaf person for your labor.
what?
Stop using a deaf person for your labor.
Stop using a deaf person for my labor?
Yeah, it's quite destabilizing.
It's quite disabling.
Yeah,
I don't understand. I honestly don't know what you're talking about. It says your popular emoticon. Emoticon. Dictionary. And there are many trans emoticon. I don't know what to tell you. What is the real meaning of the word uwu? Emoticon. Alright. Everything on Google says emoticon. So what do you want me to do?
ask ChatGPT.
No, no, I'm busy. I'm busy. I gotta get back to doing my research. I can't waste my time. Either you tell me I gotta go. I gotta do my work. I'm doing a very laborious calculation. So you gotta help me. I don't have a problem talking to you and giving you advice if you want, or we can talk about anything. I don't like wasting my time. I don't like my time is valuable. So tell me what you think ooh is. If you think it's important, then tell me about it. So let me know when you want to tell me, okay?
I don't, to be honest.
All right, that's fine too. It's up to you, I'm available whenever you want to talk. Okay. So I'm going to continue with my lecture with your respect. Wait, so I'm looking for the equation. So I'm looking for the equation that they developed. It seems to be this is the equation. So time. So the conclusion: time difference is dv squared over c cubed. That's what it looks like. dv squared over c cubed. So dv squared over c cubed. By the way, hamburger and fries. Do you want to talk? Hey, what's up? Are you new on? Are you a member of the server?
Yeah, I've been here for like a couple weeks.
Wow. Have you been following my journey into modern physics?
I saw part of it while I was cleaning the house, when you were streaming.
Hmm. What do you think? What does it sound like? Does it sound like it makes any sense, or it's tunes? How does it feel?
I'm interested by it, but I'm not positive about I have nothing that I can like cross reference, you know what I mean? Like cuz I didn't take physics in high school. I have no physics background.
Hmm.
But it's interesting. I'll say that.
Okay. So let me ask you a
Like I
question.
don't know where you're from, but like there's like certain classes. Like yeah, I'm not sure how everybody's school is, but like I wasn't required to take like physics, geography, or chemistry.
Hmm.
So I have a lot of like science gaps.
Hmm. So let me ask you a question. We'll get right to my theory, right all the way. So when an apple falls towards the earth, what's causing that? That's the only question I'm asking. That's everything. Once you understand that, you understand absolutely everything that I'm saying comes directly out of that. Just explain to me, when an apple finally drops and accelerates towards the earth, it moves faster and faster, boom. What did that? There was no string. No string pulled the apple towards the earth. So why did the apple accelerate towards the earth? That's my only question. That's everything I'm concerned with, is just that. If you can explain to me that, then you've understood everything I've said. Everything comes out of that. It's that simple. It's that fundamental. This is the most fundamental idea ever that humanity has ever encountered. I would say humanity and all alien civilizations. This is the most important question. So what do you think? What causes the apple? What's causing you right now to be pulled towards the earth? There's no string. No string is pulling you towards the earth. How does it's like magic? How does that work?
I think it's density. Um, to be honest with you, and I forget the name of this sensation, but do you remember there's like a famous carnival ride where it spins around and then you stick to the wall?
Sure. This,
I think that that's partially it. It's a combination of density and the fact that the Earth is spinning that keeps things tethered to it.
but the fact that the earth is spinning, like in the carnival, the spinning wants to throw you out, and the walls of the spinner keep you in. So the spin.
But that's what I believe is that I believe in walls. Like I believe in container theory. So I believe that our whole Earth is like a container suspended, and I don't think it's still. There are some people who think that we're just like still and out in like the dead air. I don't think that. Like I think we're more like a coin.
But the question is, why why are you attracted towards the earth right now? There's nothing is pulling you. So why are you attracted towards the earth? What's pulling you? If, right, usually things that pull, they need to touch. But here's something.
Because I'm denser than the air. Like that's the thing is I'm denser than the air. That's why some things float in water or some things sink in water. And some things float in the air and sink in water. So I think that overall this is density. I think that gravity is somewhat of like a layman's term that we made so popular that we can't tell people that we were wrong. All we can do is adjust people's viewpoint over generations, and people will never be actually up to date with like the most current truth that people have realized because people don't accept the truth. So the only people who end up accepting the truth are the ones that are part of these fringe groups like the flat earth societies or like the truthers. Like those are the only people who are really up to date with like current findings in science because they're willing to go outside. First of all, they're willing to go outside of the US to find it, and they're also like willing to accept change.
But you're not answering. Like right now, you are being pulled. Something is pulling you without a string. There's no string. Well, when an apple falls, there's no string. The moon. The moon. Why is the moon hanging over there in the middle of the sky? What's holding it?
I think there's a difference between falling and being pulled. Like my density is what keeps me falling toward the earth. Like when I walk, like my steps are just like a continuation of like falling and catching myself. I think that that's just because I'm denser than the air.
Right, but
I'm not denser than the ocean. That's why I don't sink in the ocean. You know?
right. That explains, right, if you're being, if both the air and you are being pulled, but you're denser, then I can understand that you're being pulled more than the air. So you sink relative to the air. But since water is denser than you, that's why you float in water, because both the water and you are being pulled down, but the water is pulled more than you, so you float in water. I can understand that. That's like relative density, as you might say. Yeah. But why is anything pulled towards the earth when there's no strings attached? There's no strings pulling. So what is doing the pulling? Why are you being pulled at all towards the earth? You're being pulled more than the air. But why are you or the air being pulled towards the earth? What, there's no strings. So how does it work?
Probably because, oh, sorry. Probably because to an extent, everything has an electric magnetic charge, and the center of our Earth is the most molten magnetic part of the Earth. So to an extent, everything is somewhat magnetized, and we are constantly either being charged or negatively charged. Like, I think that also affects people's health a lot.
Wait, so you're saying, but we know that some things react, like some things like metals, um like in the winter you can see electricity, and like with the balloon, like you can rub the balloon on your hair, then your hair stands up.
Because we have the charge. We're already somewhat
Yes.
charged. Like,
Yes, that I can understand. That's electricity. It's called static electricity. We,
mhm.
let's say, we that's another good question. It's actually related, but that's just begging the question. We're actually complicating the question. And like I'm trying to answer, like I could ask you, okay, how does electricity work? It's also the same problem. It's also over a vacuum. How can anything occur over a vacuum? That everything that we see working is over a void. Like magnetism is the same question. How does it work? How does the magnet stick to the fridge with no string? That's my next question. You're just begging the question. You're saying, yeah, not only is gravity a question, but there's many questions. How does electricity work? How does magnetism work? How does, yeah, we can definitely build the question up. But I'm saying let's just start with the apple. Let's forget about the rest of the questions. They seem even more difficult. Just answer how gravity works without strings. Yeah, magnetism and electricity, those also I don't understand them. So we'll come, but we'll see that if you answer the apple, everything will be answered. If you understand how the apple falls, then you'll understand how everything works. Everything will be very simple. If you can figure out why the apple falls towards the ground, electricity, magnetism, everything will be so simple. It's incredible. One good answer, one answer, just the answer. Any answer you give, and that will make sense, and everything will make sense. That's basically what I've done. But I want you to try and arrive at my conclusion yourself, because it's really very straightforward. You just you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you can answer.
Can you summarize it for me? Because I've only caught like maybe 12 minutes of like a 40-minute session. So can you
Yes.
just give me like a bullet pointed overview? Okay, perfect.
It's actually very simple. So the apple falls towards the ground because right now, as we speak, there is rain coming down, a lot of rain coming down very fast. Actually, it's a waterfall of very heavy water with no air bubbles. There's basically a river flowing right through you right now. And
I almost brought that up. That's funny that you say that.
exactly,
I
exactly.
was going to refer to the air as like a less dense ocean
But it's
because the molecules are more separated.
okay. But what I'm saying is,
But you can go on. Yep,
okay,
go on.
right now there is a river flowing super fast at 6 meters, 6 million meters per second is flowing through you right now. Imagine 6 million meters of a river. 6 million, that's like double the distance to the moon. That's flowing through you at every second. 6 million. I think that's the distance to the moon. Maybe it's no, the distance to the moon is much more. 6,300,000. I don't know. It's an incredible. It's This is a very great distance. I mean, uh, anyway, so it's an amazing amount of this fluid that is flowing through you. Oh, we lost her. Did she leave or did she crash? I don't know. La la la. What was her name? Oh, what happened?
Sorry, I disconnected. You can go ahead.
Okay. So imagine there's a river, right? If you sit under a waterfall, right, you would feel the water flowing on top of your head, on top of your shoulders, and through your body, and it would drag you down and pin you to the bottom of of the riverbed. Right? There's people that have died like this because the flow of water basically, it forces you down. So
Yeah.
that's basically what's going on right now. There is this incredible water jet, but it's invisible. We'll get to how it's invisible in a second. There's an invisible, incredible water jet coming down at you and pinning you down to the ground. It's just that you can't see it, and we'll get to why you can't see it in a second. But that's what's going on. And there is this water jet coming down on the apple and forcing it to crash on the ground. And everything you see around you, there's a water jet coming down at it. There's this, and this, anyway, so there's this liquid that surrounds Earth and flows into Earth super fast and is dragging everything in its path towards the Earth. It's forcing everything to crash into the Earth. That's why if you take a wrong step, you fall, because this fluid flows through you and it's always trying to pin you down to the ground. So far, do you understand?
Yes. Yeah. That's
Then,
all pretty reasonable. Yeah. That expands a little bit on something I was already thinking.
okay. But then the question is, then why can't you feel it? Where is I'm holding my hand. I can't feel it. Where's this water? So what's the answer? I'm holding out my hand. Why can't I feel it?
Well, the thing is, people can feel it. Like I can feel it a lot more now where I am in more of like the southern hemisphere than I do in the northern hemisphere. So that was my question to you is why don't you weigh more when you are in a humid environment and more of this water is flowing onto you or holding you down? Is it because it passes through you?
Exactly. So
Okay.
this water, we'll get to why you can't see it, but you can feel it. That is gravity. When you hold out your hand, right, your hand wants to fall down. Why does it want to fall down? It wants to fall down because this fluid runs through your hand, through your arm, through your veins, through every molecule, every atom, every subatomic particle in your body. It goes through everything in your body, in your arm, and weighs it down. That's exactly when you hold out your hand, you can feel gravity. You can feel your hand being pulled down. That's That's this river. That's this waterfall. So you can feel it.
You
Actually,
know, this reminds me a bit like I think it's called edemia. I'm not positive if that's like the disease itself or just the side effect of what it's called, but when your body retains water, it it's not just like bloating, it's like in your limbs and it hurts and causes like swelling and it hurts in your joints and it feels heavy and uncomfortable and it's worse than just gaining weight. Like gaining 20 pounds of body fat would be more comfortable than having 20 pounds of edemia in each, like in your leg, divided like 10 pounds in each leg, or even 5 pounds in each leg and 5 pounds in like your arm or your abdomen. It just is, it hurts a lot and it makes you feel a lot heavier than just like being heavier, if that makes sense. Like I've been like, you know, at different points in my life, like different weights, but it's worse to have the edemia. It makes you feel worse. It makes you feel less like you can move. I'm wondering if that gives validity to what you're saying or takes validity away from it, because is this part of maybe a humidity disorder, like like things are flowing through you and cannot come out? Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying, but no,
And also this is also mostly retained in people's legs. It can be in other parts of the body, but it's mostly the legs.
mm, right, but no. The question is, why does the apple fall towards the ground? So this has to do with inanimate objects, rocks. Why if I throw a rock, why does it fall towards the ground? So this has nothing to do with any medical condition. It's this fundamental question: why is there gravity? Why are things pulled towards the ground where there is no string attached? That's the question.
But my question is, what about things that hold fluid? Like you can refer to human body, or you can refer to like the apple that's more hydrated. Um, because an apple has a certain percentage of water. I think it's probably between 60 and 80% water, and the rest is cellulose. But a rock wouldn't necessarily contain water unless it's
Exactly.
a fossil.
Well, but rocks do fall down. So we need to come up with an explanation for everything, not water, not just water. Why does everything fall down? Actually, the air is also pulled towards the earth. That's why we have an atmosphere. So everything gets pulled, and the moon too is being dragged towards the earth right now. And the moon is very dry. So why is everything dragged towards the earth? That's the question I'm trying to answer. So are you following so far?
Yeah, yeah.
So what's your opinion? So what is dragging everything towards the ground with no strings?
Maybe this is because I'm just throwing this out there, but maybe it's
Sure.
because if the center of the earth is actually molten, like they say, perhaps it increases some sort of boiling point and our environment may be um like part of the steam that's around us and it can't leave our atmosphere, so it falls back down and then boils and then falls back down, almost like there's a lid on a pot, but it can't overboil because the lid is sealed.
But we know that, asteroids that are completely dry and cold, they attract each other. And the moons, I don't, I'm not going to say anything about the moon's core. It might be hot, but cold things seem to attract each other. So this gravity seems to work for cold as well as hot things. So I don't think the heat can be relevant. But also, even if it did, you would still have the question: how does gravity work with no strings? How is the apple pulled towards the earth? There's no string between the apple and the earth. So that's, and This is the question everyone has tried to answer. Einstein, actually, that's what he tried to answer. That's the question. And Newton asked the same question. But Einstein said, I have the answer. But do you have the answer?
No, no,
This is.
I've accepted a lot of new things like more recently
Hmm.
because it's just easier to say, oh, it's just gravity. But, there are so many things to pick from to just start researching, and like this sounds valid and also more widely accepted than some other theories. 'Cause some other theories are legitimately just like too disconnected from reality, but this makes more sense.
What makes more sense?
The water theory, like this being part of like a constant flow. But then I would also say water doesn't flow in just one direction. So where do we get wind? Because there's a natural wind, so that's more of like a current. And is that because people and other things, we know that our machines influence our environment, just like the air conditioners that we have are running hot air outside of the building. It's like changing the physical environment. Is that what's leading to all these weather patterns? I have to say probably,
Probably what?
because I know that weather's gotten more extreme. I say that we probably have an influence. Like I think that the wind blows in one direction because people were pushing it to that. You know what I mean? Like how you move the air with your hands. Like if I go slap the air and someone's near me, they can feel the wind from my hand. So we're all collectively. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but right now I just want to answer one question. Why does the apple fall towards the earth? Do you have an answer for that? Like, did you understand my explanation? Do you have
Yeah. Okay, so it's being pushed, and that makes sense. But apples also float in water. That's why you can bob for apples.
right?
So it has to be a continuous push.
Yes. Good. Now you're thinking like a true scientist. Good.
Right. Yeah. Well, you can hold an apple like under a faucet and it sinks, but
Right.
eventually it bobs up.
Right.
So everything has to be continuously like blanketed at like an almost even rate.
Yes, exactly. Good job. Keep going.
And that must be why like the higher you get, the less I'm gonna say gravity there is,
Why?
because there's just less to push down. Like there's less pushing it down.
Why?
Hmm. I would say it's because the water evaporates. Like I think there's something to my molten core theory.
But we
I
know
think that once you get to a point where everything is evaporated, it can't push down on you because it's too thin.
but we know that asteroids, like rocks in space, that when they come together they stick because of gravity. And when they are separated, their gravity, they don't affect each other. So gravity is strong when you're close to something, and as you move away from it, it becomes weak. So, yeah, when you go higher away from Earth, when you get away from Earth, its gravitational pull decreases. So, you need to be able to explain that. Why does that happen?
Hmm.
And by the way, everything I'm asking you now, Einstein didn't understand, and actually no one on the planet ever understood. So if you figure it out, you're the smartest person ever. I'm not kidding.
I'm sure people have figured it out and don't want to say anything, or maybe did and were silenced or left.
Possibly. Yeah, that's very possible. Yeah, because Einstein said that he explained it, and no one wants to disagree with Einstein because it's like a cult. You have to say that Einstein was a god, and if you say that like Einstein really didn't explain it, then you're an idiot. So yeah, probably a lot of people have come up with this explanation, but were silenced. Either they self-silenced, or they were silenced, or they were ignored. That's very possible. Yeah. So why do you think gravity is great when you're close? Like two asteroids, like when you land on an asteroid, you can stand on it, but if you jump away from it, you can leave it, and its gravity will never pull you back. It's very difficult to escape from an asteroid, like even a like a trillion ton asteroid, a huge asteroid barely has any gravitational pull. You can stand on it, but if you jump, you might be able to leave it forever, because the higher you get, the weaker its gravitational pull. But the question is, why does gravity decrease when you get away from whatever is gravitationally pulling you? Do you understand the question?
Right, yeah, I do.
Can you explain to me the question?
Well, there is no water in space. There's only water on like the surface of other planets. So that could aid in the theory, but
What do you
there
mean?
are some.
What do you mean?
Aren't there rivers in space? Like, aren't there like rivers?
But my theory is it's not water. It's like water,
It's not.
but we can't. No, it's not water, because water is water. You know, there's no water. There's nothing raining on your head right now. I'm not saying it's water. It's invisible water that you cannot feel, but you can feel its weight. It goes through you. It goes through your building, through your house. It goes through everything around you, and it drags everything down. But when you look, you don't see anything. You don't see anything. But you can feel the drag. You can feel getting dragged.
Oh, okay.
So it's like weird water. It's water that you cannot see, but you can feel that it's coming down on you. You feel like you're under a waterfall, but where's the water? How am I able to breathe under a waterfall? It's the biggest waterfall you've ever seen in your entire life, but you're able to breathe, and you can't see it. And you can't really feel it, except for you can feel the fact that it's dragging you down, but you can't feel it. Hey, Zach,
Hey,
what's up? You went away.
yeah, Amberg,
Hamburg,
Hi.
hamburger,
Amberg,
hamburger, and fries.
yeah, Amberg.
Hamburger and fries. Her name is.
Hello,
Yeah, he's
Hi.
deaf. He's deaf.
yeah. Why you come steal my man?
No, no one is stealing me. I don't belong to. I don't belong to men. Let's start from
Why you
that.
trying to steal my man, Amberg?
No, I don't belong to a guy. If I belong to anyone, it's a chick. I only belong to chicks. Chicks
No,
can.
you belong to me, man.
No, man, no. I'm sorry. Sorry to break your heart. I don't belong to
You're
men.
not breaking any hearts, man. You're my slave, bro.
No, no. I'm only a
I
slave.
make you pick cotton.
What?
I make you pick cotton.
No. In order to make me pick cotton, you have to be a beautiful girl. So it's a no go.
Ah, you're my cotton picker, man.
Wait. We can't hear you. You keep muffling your mic.
It's because I'm deaf.
No, it has nothing to do. You muffling your mic has nothing to do with you being deaf.
Yes, it does.
Just make sure you don't muffle your mic. Don't put your hand over your mic.
I do that because I'm deaf.
You put your hand over your mic because you're deaf?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Stop being disabled.
Stop being disableist.
Yeah.
I'm not being disableist. I'm treating you as nicely as I can. What are you talking? Hold on, I have a message from the most a voice message. It doesn't sound good. I think it's a bad message. Hold on, I gotta listen to a message from my main chick. Give me a second.
Wow, you're cheating on me.
Give me a second. You can talk to each other. Give me a couple of seconds. I gotta listen to the message.